What's up, everyone? On our plate for this week, we have the latest rumors on the new handheld PlayStation developing. Asus announces their Steam Deck competitor on the worst possible day. We figure out why everyone's obsessed over Lifeweaver, the newest support hero coming to Overwatch 2. All this and more on Season 7, Episode 14. Happy Easter to the people who celebrate it. Happy Bunny Day for everyone else. Episode 14 on Press X Start Podcast. No, not Press X Start Podcast. Jesus. Press X to start Gamers Digest. All right. I'm going to do a little giggle to reset myself. What's up, everyone? I'm your host, TJ, a.k.a. Sexy Bad Choices, a.k.a. TAC 56 Supremacist right here. I said what I said, and I mean what I said. M4 is cool, but TAC 56 is where it's at. I am
I
joined by...
am Sean M.F. Ross.
What does the M and F stand for?
I have risen.
Whoa. Oh. Every day that boy rise. You know what I mean? Every day. And last up, but not least up.
Hey everyone, it's me, Avery.
Hey Avery, how you doing today?
I'm doing fine.
Yeah. I hope it continues that way.
It might. There might be a. We'll see. There's a current.
Right?
There's a current Valorant match that's really going to determine how my night goes.
That's understandable. All right. Press X to start Gamers Digest is a video podcast that condenses the most important gaming news from this past week into an hour-long meal just for you. So we hope that you are seated with a napkin on your lap and your mouth agape, because we are live on YouTube every Sunday, 3 p.m. That's right now. We're a little late today, but you get what I mean. Hello to your mouth. Yeah, I'm working on that, Hello to your mouth. Okay. Don't forget, please support us by liking the video, subscribing to the channel, and hit the notification bell. If you are listening, we would greatly appreciate you leaving us a review on Apple Podcasts or the podcast services you are tuned in on. If you are enjoying our conversation, you can by joining our Discord at pressx2start.com/Discord. Yeah. All right. With that being said, I know who we are and what we're doing here, and hope you're hungry. Avery, what's happening in the wide world of gaming?
A lot of things, but currently I have fucked up some new stuff. So you have to give me a quick second.
Oh, sure. No
Oh
problem.
gosh.
Yeah.
Fuck it. I'm gonna go with this. I don't give a shit.
All right.
Yeah. So this is from IGN India. This is from Sanjay Saxena.
Ooh.
Sony PlayStation, more details about the new handheld gaming console codenamed Q Lite out. Okay, so there was a report by, I believe, Tom Henderson and his Insider Gaming blog that Sony is currently Sony currently has a brand new handheld device in the works. According to Tom's details, they have it planned for late 2024, early 2025, but all his reporting has only given him information that it will be out after their next generation refreshes to the PS5, whether that be the PS5 Pro or that be the PS5 Lite with the detachable disk drive. The biggest piece of information about this device is that while it is identified as a handheld device, it is in no way, shape, or form a Switch or a Steam Deck in its operation power. That it is fundamentally a device designed entirely for the Steam for remote play, and being a turnkey, easy solution for remote play.
Why? Okay.
This shit better be
I
cheap.
mean, like that. Like, there's so much. When I first saw this break, I was just like, okay, maybe this is a joke. Maybe this is just like bad reporting. But then, like, a lot of more people picked up on it, and I was like, okay, I guess there's some weight to this. But like, where is the data that indicates that people want this?
Okay. Okay. I've looked into that, and
Okay.
while there is no like stats about remote play, there is enough sort of like word of mouth I've heard over the years that remote play is really good if you have
It
internet.
is. Yes.
If you have solid internet. And then you couple that with the reality of the situation is people, or at least a vocal minority of people, want a PlayStation Steam Deck. Realistically, how much do you think a PlayStation Steam Deck will cost? Because it's
Exactly.
them, which is them putting essentially the innards of the PS5, which is already a big machine, into a portable chassis, which either indicates two things: either they're going to have to downgrade content, downgrade its parts, which would make it a fundamentally weaker machine, which would change the way all games have to be optimized for this and create another layer of bullshit that developers have to go on, especially PlayStation developers who have had the luxury of just being like, we outside of a couple of games that are cross gen, we have the ability to not cross gen. We have the luxury of building for one SKU, and then two, you get this and place. Which is the big problem. Which I think is the big problem. I think the Steam Deck and the Switch have changed the way handheld gaming works, and PlayStation is not in the mood to have another Vita situation, and they're not in the willingness to deal with the, especially in the wake of the, it's hard to parse. There's a lot of individual factors going around in this decision. This decision, in my opinion, makes sense. It will only make sense if you figure out a price. If this thing is less than $150, then it makes sense as just a side thing that people who want the PS who use remote play to have a turnkey solution that PlayStation can sell for a good amount of money. That really won't really hurt PlayStation in any way, shape, or form, because essentially, as far as what the reports go, that it is essentially just a PS5 controller with a screen in the middle of it. Yeah.
Which I think that part, that's a great design, because PS5 controller, to me, to a lot of us, one of the best controllers out there. You know what I mean? It's great. I I think, as you're saying, and as Sean said, the price is going to be the main factor. I, as much as I came to this, like, who asked for this? Who wants this? If they put this out there and it's a good price, I could see myself picking this up. I say that because oftentimes I'm downstairs
Hmm.
playing whatever game, and like Shreen, my wife, is like, "Hey, come to bed." And I'm like, "Well, let me finish this game." If I could just remote play and go up to the room and play the game on this
I mean,
PlayStation
have you not done that with your
2i.
phone already, though? I mean, I
So
hear the
here's the thing,
backbone is
right?
pretty good.
I messed around with the idea of getting a backbone, but I think ultimately the games that I play, and actually it's going to depend on this Q Lite or whatever. The games that I play, I need to be able to see like the radar and stuff. And if it's like really small, it's just harder to do. So I think if this happens to be like the same size as like a Switch, that's perfect.
It
'Cause I think
says
that's
they say it has about these exact according to Tom's reporting, it's going to have an 8-inch LCD screen.
Oh man, inches. They do matter.
what is the size of a Switch? I don't
I haven't touched my Switch in months. So you're barking up the
understandable.
wrong tree.
Understandable. So
Let me
yeah,
look it up.
like I think the bigger screen size would be more appealing to me, because, and like again, uh but I think last year for sure, because of how time works.
Switch is
We went
6.2 inches,
So it's bigger than the Switch. That's okay. All right. They might have sold me with this.
and
Like,
the Steam Deck is 7 inches across. Why do you measure it like that? Go ahead.
oh. Well, I feel like, anyways, we're going, that's a different rabbit hole. But yeah, with that size, I think that's actually a really, really beneficial thing to have. So we'll see. We'll see. I'm cautiously optimistic. You guys changed my mind. I was very much so
Um,
cost.
as long as it can keep the frame rate up, because I mean, obviously it's gonna have a SSD of some sort, or solid storage.
Is it?
It's not. That will
'Cause it's
require.
just gonna stream.
Yeah, it's a remote play device.
I hear you. What I'm saying is, if they do not make it a streaming device, this is all still speculation, right?
I mean, it's not okay. I'm of the mindset that Tom Henderson, pretty much for the most part, is he has the right information. I also
Mhm.
don't think that it's in Sony's best interest at currently in the wake of the PSVR 2 and all that type of situation to spend as much R&D to build an actual proprietary handheld device. I think the remote play decision, from everything they've described about this, seems about in line with what I believe PlayStation would want to do. So I don't think they're going to put any real meat into this beyond it having the ability to connect to your console.
I guess. I was just gonna say, as long as it's something that could keep the frame rate up, they could have a 720p screen. The resolution doesn't matter as long as you have the frame rate there for a
Yeah,
mobile device. I mean, Steam Deck is only 720p, I think.
right. So if this follows the same rules as remote play, as long as you have internet, you can play your PS5 as long as it's
Yeah.
turned on or whatever. It
Yes.
doesn't
Correct.
matter where you are. Okay, that's
Yeah.
actually not a bad thing. Like the more I think about it, the more I'm like, okay, this actually kind of works. It kind of makes sense.
Yeah. 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 It's one of those
Okay.
situations. Yeah. It's one of those situations where, like, when you see this headline, you're like, what the fuck are you doing, PlayStation? But then when you really look into it,
Yes.
and like, people who, because there's been a big audience who's been asking for a portable PlayStation because they want that hardware out there, and this is PlayStation giving you at least a solution for at least this generation
Yeah.
until say next gen when they are more inclined to build a more robust device.
Yeah. Yeah. I agree.
Listen, my friends. What you don't need is a portable PlayStation. What you could be doing when you're out is catching up on One Piece like me.
I guess that's one way to spend your time. I don't you might be the only one on this cast that would uh dedicate yourself like that. So, more props to you for being strong in your commitments. I appreciate
Okay.
that.
Sticking on the handheld talk, our next story is from The Verge. This is
Hilarious.
from Jay Peters. Asus announces its handheld gaming PC in the worst way possible. So, on April Fool's Day, Asus put out a series of promoted tweets about a handheld device. I only knew this thing existed because I follow 100 Thieves Hiko, and he had been tweeting about this, and I'm like, huh, I don't give a shit about this, and so I moved on. And then the next day, it's like, oh, this is a real thing that's going on. And I'm like, oh, so it's a Steam Deck competitor that is essentially going to be a stronger Steam Deck.
Yeah.
Uh, that's about as far as I got because, like, keep it once again, keep it a buck. I don't own a Steam Deck because I don't care about a Steam Deck. So, this,
And is it gonna have access to Steam games? Like, that's the big draw for Steam Deck, right?
So I think it will, but I think you run into the issue where Steam has their own dedicated device. So whatever parallels that happens to make sure that device like works buttery smooth, this Asus device is going to have just a little bit harder time getting access to that because Steam is making sure their stuff works, and that's like the first thing that they need to worry
not
about.
necessarily.
You don't think
Just
so?
owning a game on Steam doesn't make it Steam Deck compatible. If that makes sense.
Yeah. The developer has to do some stuff too,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Okay.
Because
Yeah,
like
yeah,
the
yeah.
Steam Deck is how do I say this? It is essentially it is a Steam box, but just in a handheld form. So it's just a modular PC that they built for that. So it's like it doesn't even have like the traditional specs of most games. So games themselves on PC, which because they have that wide berth of things they need to
Hmm.
optimize for, they just have to pick a specific type of optimization and make sure it works on the Steam Deck.
Okay. So essentially, this Asus device could just target that Steam Deck compatibility spec and be fine.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
All right.
But yeah, Steam Deck competitor. That's cool. I hope this is good in regards to it being marketed on April 1st. I mean, I've seen worse things.
Yeah, that's just unfortunate.
Okay. Our next story is from Kotaku.com. This is from Kenneth Shepard. Overwatch 2's hot new support hero, Lifeweaver leaks. Fans already obsessed. So, the next season of Overwatch is actually it's already happened by now, and Lifeweaver is already up to be played by everyone. Lifeweaver is a Thai based support hero with what I like to say is a kit that doesn't make sense to me at all, but an interesting kit nonetheless. Uh, they have a litany of abilities that, for the most part, really don't synergize into a central idea of what you want to use with this hero. So, like with, hey, you play Mercy for the constant heals and the ability to maneuver herself around the map to provide heals for everyone. You play Moira for her ability to essentially attack and heal at the same time. You play Brigitte for her ability to offer healing while protecting and things like this. I can't figure out what the central idea of this character are, but he has a bunch of super interesting abilities, such as his ability to move a character across the map against their will and provide them shields. Specifically, he
Against
only
their
target.
will.
I wonder if you
Yeah,
can do it with enemies.
you can't. You can only use them with allies.
Okay.
He can drop a lotus pad on the ground that when any unit touches it will instantly reposition them into the air. And then he also has a dash ability that heals him when he does it. So there's a lot of movement based uh, abilities
Abilities.
tied into his kit, but like what I don't understand the loop to this character. Uh, but that's just me.
Yeah. Yeah, it's kind of ridiculous. Yeah, I don't watching the gameplay. I have it up right now.
I mean, the
Kind of
people
does,
playing will figure out how to use it, even if it's not in the manner intended.
but I feel like he's going to be a really easy character to use in that I imagine the weakness is going to be how much damage he does, or maybe how much health he has, or something like that.
Well,
But
I mean,
like,
I'm sure they're going to balance. He's going to play balance. But when I talk about not understanding his kit, I'm talking about the intuitiveness of his kit. When every character's ability funnels into another part of their kit, it makes sense. Like here's an example: when you play Bloodhound in Apex, every aspect of that character's kit funnels into every other use of that kit. I hit Q. No, I look on the ground. I see tracks. I follow those tracks. It tells me, oh, there's an enemy who's been here 10 seconds ago. I pop my scan. I scan the entire battlefield. I pop alt, and then I run across I run across the battlefield at sonic speed, just running people down with constant scans. Every aspect of that kit
Yeah.
funnels into that and makes sense. Lifeweaver is a character where I don't understand where the synergy works with that character, which to
mhm,
me seems a little bit unintuitive, coupled with what I think are a layer of power creep I don't like. Like I'm a big
yeah,
believer of if a character has an ability, it should do one thing. And if a character has an ability and it does multiple things, I find that a little bit
Like Seer at release.
yes. Like it's not that he just has a dash; it has a dash that heals him. Okay, not
and
that
he
he
shielded too.
yeah, it's not that he has an ability to just move characters across the map. It also shields them. It's like it's one of those things.
Yeah, yeah, no, I totally get that. Like, I do. I think the power creep argument is a very real argument in this case with this character because, like I said earlier, like he kind of does everything. So it does feel like, all right, you have this character on your team. You're pretty much good with heals and even positioning to that in a way. So it does feel like, all right, like what does this do for the other healers? Like, how does Lifeweaver stack when it comes to the other healers? Like, are they going to rebalance the other healers? Which I doubt it because this is Overwatch. So it is a weird thing of like, all right, well, I guess they're just gonna take away some of his stuff to make him more balanced. But then it's just like, well, why didn't you just do that in the first place? Like, why are you guys rushing? Also, where is the single player stuff? But yeah,
They
it
like releasing broken characters that release to have let people have fun and then they'll tone it back. That seems to be the consensus
yeah, but like that just
lately.
I feel like if you are constantly in the state of doing that, it doesn't feel good as a person who comes to the game, plays with the character, like, oh, I really like this, and they just start peeling stuff back from the character. And it's just like, all right, I guess I'll just play a different character because like I don't even that character now is just different. Like, what the hell? So yeah, I don't know. I don't know.
I hear you, but we're not
Yeah.
seeing the engagement numbers and all the
Of
numbers that they're
course. Yeah,
looking
yeah,
at
yeah.
from the other side of the
Yeah. And
table. So
if anything, we know that like this first week, first month or whatever, the numbers are going to be out of it's going to be completely crazy
Well,
because new content is
there's
really
also
popular
the
again.
issue with new Overwatch characters in that you have to spend money on the battle pass to actually play the character at release.
Oh, that's right. I forgot about that. Oh, all right. Well,
Yeah,
I guess I will continue to.
how much is it? What, $10?
yeah.
Mm, I
Hmm,
guess.
yeah. Hey, listener, you know it's free though. If you like this channel, you subscribe. If you like this video, you subscribe to the channel and hit the notification bell. That's all free. You can do that right now. All you have to do is just do what I just said.
It's
And
free
then
to love
after
us.
that, so what?
It's free to love us.
It is free to love us. We don't charge anything except for your time
Our love don't cost a thing.
and your clicking finger. So we charge two things. So yeah, do that. We greatly appreciate it. And then if you are listening and you are unable to use your click finger, please leave us a review. That would also require your fingers. Anyways, hey, leave us a review, subscribe to the channel, hit the notification bell, and enjoy our content. And wash your hands. All right, Avery, what's happening again?
Okay, so this is a small story that's sort of an update to an old Xbox thing. Well, actually, no. I once again fucked up the script, so I was thinking about something else. Anyway, this is a story from Ethan Gotch from Kotaku.com. Microsoft escalates war against PlayStation Nintendo emulation on Xbox Series XS. So, because of the way the Xbox Series X and S, fucking hate that title, are designed to essentially work in tandem with Microsoft on PC, so that they're fundamentally all one ecosystem. As a piece of hardware, it is super easy to run emulation through it, through various sort of side channels that the console, through various side channels of the console, it has built into it in order to communicate efficiently with PC. So Microsoft has been in the past targeted various emulation software that's appeared upon it. As of now, however, they're making a more concerted effort to remove emulation upon it. This is one of those situations where everyone's of two minds in regards to emulation. So there is as much outcry. How do I say this? There is more outcry than you would surmise, if that makes sense.
So it looks like they have limited or restricted emulators in retail mode, but you can still access it in dev mode.
Yeah, but I think that like requires a little more to do to get that to work. But
It's not that
yeah,
hard.
you still have the ability though, which is good. Yeah, so I think this is weird. I feel bad for them, but I kind of understand Microsoft's stance on this in terms of
They can't officially allow for this
yeah,
ultimately,
because
which
yeah,
I
like
get.
it's one thing to turn your head at it, but then like I don't know, part of me kind of feels like maybe like Nintendo and PlayStation are like, hey, look, you have a bunch of people playing our old games on your console, and
Not just old
we're
games.
not. Oh,
Oh, it's emulation. As
yeah.
long as
Oh,
long as you can
Emulate
figure it
whatever.
out, you can pirate it. If that
yeah.
makes sense.
Yeah,
But
yeah. Okay.
I'm not with the emulation of current consoles, but if something is not on sale anymore and there's no legal way for you to buy it,
Yeah.
have at it. whatever.
Yeah, yeah. If it, especially if it is like more current game that you're able to get like your hands on that, that's definitely a issue. That's definitely
Yeah,
a no
no.
no. Especially when Microsoft is trying to land this whole deal thing too. So it's
Yeah,
kind of makes sense. So it sucks for the people who are using it for an altruistic way, but hey man, dev
yeah.
mode, I guess.
Yeah. My stance on emulation has been the same since it's always been. It like I agree with the if it's not, how would I say this? If you cannot access the games via traditional, if the games just are gone, I have no problem with someone emulating things. But if content can be acquired through legal means, especially from the platform holders that just require you to spend money, and you're emulating, you can go fuck yourself because you're just being a pirate, and piracy is dumb. Uh, but yeah, it's we'll see how this progresses. More emulators are just gonna show up, so this is not like emulation is like hacking in that like
You
you
can't kill
stop
an idea. Yeah.
you stop one and people are just gonna keep moving on to keep doing
Yeah.
it.
Oh yeah. It's
Uh,
constantly more.
yeah. Okay. Our next story is from Jordan Midler from VGC. EA Sports shows off. EA Sports FC shows off new logo and teases more details in July. So essentially, EA, who has how would they say this? Who have made the EA, who has made the decision. Well, they make decision. Who has broken off with FIFA? Already announced that their new game is called EA Sports FC. They showed off the brand new logo and are slowly trickling out more details about what their game is going to be, including certain clubs and leagues who are also going to be in the in the game to just assuage fears, if that makes sense, of the player base.
Yeah, this is it's interesting. I I like a good logo design. As people know, I'm a graphic designer. I'm actually trying to look for the video that has the logo. But it's as a logo, I think it's interesting.
That's pretty sharp.
I yeah, I I think this is the best that they could do with the given circumstance. I also don't know because I know there's a lot of people saying like, "Oh, well, since they lost the FIFA license, like, are people even going to know what EA Sports FC is versus like, oh, EA Sports FIFA? Yeah, I know that." But I feel like there's not going to be much of a change. I guess it depends on whether or not they can also get the names and likenesses.
You just need
Um,
enough onboarding, and I think they are allowed to use the names and likenesses of what you about to say, Avery.
No,
things are
I'm
valid.
watching Valorant right now, and I'm
Yeah,
fucking mulling.
right. I'll say Avery's not passionate about FIFA.
I think it's just the name FIFA that they cannot use, which is, recognizable. But I
I
mean,
think
as
it's
long as
more
they
than
have
FIFA.
enough,
FIFA runs the World Cup, so it's not just FIFA. It is the World Cup in itself, and all those things are attached to it.
I hear you, but I'm saying they can still use team names and the player names. Yes,
Yes.
if they have enough onboarding, to let people know, hey, this is our new name. I mean, because besides this, what was the other shit? Konami's
Oh,
game, Pro
Pez,
11.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Pez. It's eFootball.
it sold well enough. I mean, if people
Well,
know that EA Sports,
it's free to
oh,
it's free to
mm,
play, and it's actually trash. I
They were
downloaded it.
all.
And I
They
played
were.
it the
If
other
we're
day.
talking about Pro Evolution versus FIFA. Pro Evolution was the better game, and then
uh,
FIFA put in Ultimate Team, and that changed everything.
okay, I hear
Mhm.
you. So ultimately, you get this big ass EA Sports. I mean, I don't know. I haven't booted up an EA Sports game in umpteen years, but I mean, we'll see. I
Well,
guess
no,
time will tell.
I'm of the mindset that unless there's a brand new FIFA game this year
Hmm.
when this game comes out, which I doubt it, then this game will be fine getting market share because everyone's gonna be asking, oh, when's the next FIFA? And no one's gonna say, oh, they're not making it yet. They're going to say, oh, it's right here, but they changed the name.
I mean, I feel like the better game eventually will win. Look at they had NFL 2K and they had Madden and they had NBA 2K and they had fucking I don't remember the goddamn name of the basketball games, but you know what I'm trying to say. The better game would eventually succeed.
Yeah. I don't know why I can't find this online. Whatever. We're not going to show it. That hey, look, just Google it if you want to see what this logo looks like. It's a triangle. The actual ad, I
Hmm.
do the actual trailer for the logo I do like because it shows like where the idea came from for the triangle. So it's like, oh, this triangle is actually the your indicator for your player, and we've taken the triangle through all the years, and that's what we use to create the basis for this logo. So it's like it shows like the importance of the logo and why, or the importance of the triangle, and like why the logo is based off the triangle. So that's cool. I can appreciate that as a graphic designer. That's awesome. um yeah, I feel like i I think it's just like a thing that they have to do, and I really don't feel like there's gonna be any real difference, especially from the fact that we know that FIFA's actual game to replace this is going to be like a blockchain, like BS kind of thing. So it's like there's not gonna be another competitor to this other than eFootball, and eFootball's not in a great state right now as far as I can remember. So I think they're gonna be fine.
Yeah, I think it'll be fine. I think the
Yeah.
logo looks cool.
Yeah.
I think it's going to still have Ultimate Team, so that's really all that matters. Uh,
Yeah.
so yeah, our next and I guess final story is from Paul Tassi from Forbes. Resident Evil remake. Ada Wong actress Lily Gao harassed off the internet by fans. So this is in reference to the Resident Evil 4 remake that came out recently. The voice actress who played Ada Wong in the Resident Evil 2 remake was replaced by Lily Gao. Lily Gao played her in the unfortunate Resident Evil Welcome to Raccoon City movie. And so Capcom, I guess, liked her performance there enough to say you're just going to be Ada Wong uh, in all material we released forward. So she plays Ada in this game, and the fan base was not happy about her performance in particular, and they took it way too far. And Lily Gao has essentially disappeared off the internet in response to video gamers being video gamers.
I
Stuff them in
just
lockers.
I
This is
just
sad, man.
I hate when this happens, and it's just I feel like on the actor side, there's nothing they can do to prepare themselves for this because oftentimes they are caught off guard with the barrage of just internet trolls being
Hmm.
internet trolls, and it just sucks every time it sucks. Uh, like what would be a solution to this?
There is no solution.
There is no
People are
solution.
There is
gonna
none,
be
right?
people, and
Yeah.
the internet allows you to even be more of an asshole due
I
to
also
anonymity.
want to be clear that the criticism, that the hate towards her is essentially based upon people's reaction to her performance. There isn't like a outside
Yeah.
thing by people are hating. It's like, oh no, we played this game. We don't like your Ada, so we're bringing you hate.
So I mean, because you play Resident Evil Remake, right?
Yeah, yeah.
What was your take on her
I think she wasn't
performance?
good.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
I
But
think
obviously
they
not enough to like
no.
do
Why would
yeah,
no? That's
yeah,
that's fucking insane. I think
yeah.
they made the switch because I didn't realize this, and we're getting more and more in the area where representation of voice actors are the most important factor in things. I believe the last person who did Ada Wong was white, so they moved on from her
Oh.
and cast uh, an Asian actress instead. Uh, that being said, the last Ada Wong was really good, and this one is
Mhm.
both a different vibe and not as believable.
Okay,
Tired of this
okay.
wokeness in our zombie games.
Yeah,
Unfortunately, yeah.
unfortunately.
Okay, man. All right, well, that has been it for the gaming news. Huh, we got a whole lot of time. Look at that. We can sit here and just talk about how the weather's going, and then
Wax
no, what we're
poetic.
actually gonna do is talk about some games because Sean, you have played a little dingy of a game. You see what I did there? I said dingy. You know what I
Mm.
mean? You've played a dingy of a game called Dredge. Dredge.
So
Dredge.
DJ shared this somewhere. I don't remember where.
One of the
Uh
Discord things.
I guess it was on the Discord chat, but I saw it and he's like, "This looks interesting," and I was like, "This does look interesting." So I ended up buying the deluxe version.
Oh,
Granted, I think it's only like $2 more than the
oh, okay.
I think the regular version is like $24. The deluxe is like 26, $27. Fuck
You
it.
got caught with the supersize thing.
Give you a little extra. Yeah, give you like I think it was like an additional $5 or $10 if you want to get a
hmm
separate. So why not?
hmm
You play this fisherman who washes up, aboard this town, and your ship is just utterly destroyed by the elements and whatever happened. You can't remember. And the mayor of this town that you landed in, they start you off like what the hell is that? Animal Crossing, where you know
Oh.
you were washed up, but here's a ship, here's some fishing gear, you can work it off.
hmm
And but don't go out at night because there's some shit out there. And basically the gameplay loop is you sail around, you see bubbles in the water, you can kind of see fish swirling around below the bubbles. You pull up to them, and there's a little fishing mini game where you have to time it. They have different.
To capture the fish.
Yeah, they have different mini games, but it's all still just timing. You're still timing things to catch it, or you're dredging up actual loot because you can pull up doubloons, watches, rings, uh, a sextant if you know what that is. That's an old word.
That's
That's the
the
tool,
Measurement
the
tool.
navigational
Yeah.
tool. Yeah.
yes,
Measurement.
yes.
Um. But yes, you ultimately are catching fish, and when you do catch fish, you have to basically play Tetris slash Resident Evil, where you have certain amount of blocks, and the fish are shaped in different ways, so you can rotate them to kind of fit them on your ship. But you also have to manage your whole entire inventory consists of your fish as well as your fishing gear, your lights, your motors, all of that stuff. You can upgrade things. Once it turns dark, then you may start to get paranoid. I think I've only fished maybe like once or twice in the dark. I try to make sure my ass was in port by sunset.
Really?
So I actually did not see too much of stuff in the darkness. Um,
Sean was like, "Hey, he told me how to fish in the darkness. I'm not gonna
hey,
fish in the darkness."
you only got to tell me once. Um,
Right.
and ultimately, you sell your fish and you upgrade your gear to. I think they have like 8 different levels of ocean depths that you can fish in. Shallow, oceanic, volcanic, Godal, Hadal. I don't remember. You can upgrade your motors on the boat. You can upgrade your lights. Um, everybody has a quest that they want you to go do,
hmm
and that's pretty much the gaming loop. And for some reason, it's just very relaxing.
Yeah.
Um,
So, was there any missions or anything that involved you actually having to go out at nighttime,
there
or
are
were
a
you?
few,
Okay.
but side missions mostly.
Okay.
I think like one or two, but then one or two required you to go out during the night. But you have a couple different abilities. You get like mystic abilities, kind of. One where like you can run away from things, but it overheats your ship motors. Or like
Oh,
you can
okay.
speak some curse words and it banishes everything away from you for a minute. Or you can like put a curse on these fish, and all the fish in this area will bubble up, and you can just pick them out at your leisure. Um,
That's pretty
it,
cool.
it's and then like there's this
Interesting.
one section where I was out past nighttime, and I thought it was something in the dark that got me, but no, it was just an actual big ass one-eyed fish that tore up my ship. Because your ship can
Oh.
take damage, and if your ship takes damage too much, you start from your last save or what have you. So
Yeah.
you hear little whispers and you see little swirls of like lights in the night, stuff like that. And
Yeah.
they also have like when you pick up the fish, they have like aberrations of fish. So you may pick up a guppy, but then they have like a guppy with 3 heads or some, 3 eyes, some shit like that. And ultimately, your goal is just to collect everything in this game.
Okay. Okay. So, how is it? Because you said you got attacked by a giant fish. Like, how is the maneuverability of the ship? Like, is that were you able? Was it a thing where you couldn't get away from it because you were just in a
You
bad
start
situation?
out dog shit slow.
Oof. Okay. All right.
But then you eventually upgrade your ship speed little by little. But also, like where this fish attacked me, you can't just bounce into rocks. That also damages your ship.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
So
Interesting. Interesting. Is
yeah,
there like any? Is there any way of defending yourself from
no,
the?
no, just run,
Oh, that's
just
okay.
run. You
All
get
right. All right.
explosives at some point in the game, but that's to blow up rocks, not
Uh.
fish.
All right.
Yeah, so that's what he has up on screen. You know, it was an enjoyable game. I sat there and I mainlined it between that and One Piece. I was on the seas for a good week, just
Yeah.
nonstop.
So did you? So how was the ending of it? Because is it like a giant mystery that you like
They
figure
have
out
two
the end?
endings. They have
Oh.
two endings, a good and a bad. Spoiler alert. Uh, three, two, one. The bad ending. Ultimately, there's this gentleman that wants you to collect artifacts, and it turns out that you were on the ship with him, or you were him, because the book that you've been getting the powers from, like, he asked you to get all these artifacts, and at the end, you realize it's you this whole time in the mirror, and apparently your wife died, and
Oh. Oh, that's
and you want to get her back
unfortunate.
from the deep. So you're getting all these cursed items to get her
Oh.
back. The issue is when you
Mm.
do, you release the Kraken. And now
Oh,
everything is just
really?
gone to shit. Yes, it's literally this
Oh,
huge thing comes out of the water. Chulu Chulu, it's something. It's huge.
Cthulhu.
Whatever you want to call it, man.
So you summon okay, all right. That's hey, that's cool.
Or
That's cool.
or the good ending is you argue with yourself and you're like, I'ma just throw this book away. This book of incantations is no good.
Yeah.
And you still get eaten though. You just get eaten by a different fish instead of Cthulhu at the end. But you're no longer endangering the rest of the world by releasing this thing.
Okay.
So it's
You
an
go out
interesting
on top
yeah,
or
on the
bottom.
bottom. Davy Jones locker. But no, it was a very enjoyable playthrough. I very well may platinum it.
Okay. Okay.
I would challenge anybody to check out a gameplay video. It's just an interesting experience.
So I guess you would recommend people play that, right?
Yeah, I would recommend it.
Okay.
Of course, as I say, every game is not for everybody. Check
Yeah.
out a gameplay trailer, but I was pleasantly surprised when you showed me it. I was like, oh, I'll check that out.
Yeah.
I'll play some baby boo boo ass games, as Cameron says.
All right. I guess so there was a couple things that I was rattling around with.
Hmm.
Okay. I just want to talk about the Jedi Survivor gameplay trailer that
Hmm.
dropped because I think it's interesting in that it's a lot of stuff was shown, a lot of details was released on it, and I'm at a point where I think that is literally the next like big game that's coming out that I may or may not consider getting. I know Jordan's gonna get it for sure. So we'll have at least someone. Are you gonna get it, Avery, or no?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So yeah, I'm kind of going back and forth about it. So I'm just gonna show it and we can talk about it a little bit and then we can end this thing like how we do. All right. I'm just buying some time. I'm just buying some time. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. There we go. Boom. Oh, well, yes, I'm getting this from a certain source. So they showed a lot of footage of this game, and I thought it looked pretty good. I had a lot of issues with the first game because I think they tried to do the whole Dark Souls thing, and I didn't really enjoy their interpretation of that. Um, and there was just like the map wasn't great and so on and so forth. So they've done a couple things in this new gameplay to show that like things are changing. So now like what's his name? Kale? Not starting well right here. Uh Cal, right? His name is Cal, the main character? Yeah, okay. Yeah, so now he has, like, 5 different stances. Thanks for, shaking your head, Sean. Actually, are you gonna get this at all? You gonna
I love Star Trek.
Jesus. Perfect, perfect, perfect. Yeah, so, now he has, like, 5 different stances, and, like, like, one of the stances is, like, a single blade, one is, dual blade, another is, like, the dark dark maul, like, uh, dual bladed thing, and then another one of the stances that we haven't seen any information on is, like, a blaster stance, so he gets a beam saber and a blaster. So it's like, "Oh, that's cool." Um I'm at a weird place with this game. I think what they showed looks pretty cool. It still feels like a double A game to me. In that I think when the camera's not moving, when you are looking at the environment, it looks triple A. Everything looks beautiful, looks high res and stuff. The minute Cal starts walking and the minute he starts having combat and like doing any kind of maneuvers, it feels like there's just a level of polish that is missing in between the different animations. And for me, like, I just can't unsee that. So I'm like, it's the one thing where like I will admit, like, I am not the biggest Star Wars person. I watch Star Wars. I'm watching Mandalorian now. I'm gonna watch Ahsoka because that looks really cool. But like when it comes to the games, I think I've played the last Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order. I played that, and I think I played like a demo of Battlefront 2, but that's really been it. So I'm not really, I'm not really jazzed for this. Like, I need to see more for me to get jazzed for this. And right now, from what I've seen, it looks all right. It looks all right. I know a lot of people are excited for them or for this, and I don't want to, you know, poo poo on your party because that's gross and poo poo belongs in the toilet. Yes. So, this looks interesting. This looks interesting. But yeah, it looks like a majority of us is going to be playing this game. So we'll have some coverage on it for sure. Um, yeah, you know what? Okay, that's it. The last thing I wanted to mention was I watched the Super Mario Brothers movie. It was a great movie. If you have kids, it's a great kids movie. If you like Mario in any capacity, go watch it. It's a good time. It's a good time. All right. I think I think that's it. I think that's it from us. I think we managed to secure the bag, as the youngins say in this day. Right? Secure the bag. I know I use that
You
incorrectly.
old.
I know. I know. That was the point. That was the joke. Okay, you're supposed to laugh. Ha ha ha. Ha. Anyways, we hope you
Laugh.
enjoyed.
Old.
We hope you enjoyed this episode as much as we enjoy making it. Don't forget to like this video, subscribe to the channel, hit the notification bell. Don't forget to. Ooh, Avery is in the zone right now. You see that? I hope that's a good. Oh, that's not a good zone. No, no. Oh no. Oh, sorry, Avery. I'm sorry. Um, don't forget to leave us a happy review and send some thoughts and prayers for Avery because I think he's not going to have a great Sunday. Um, yeah. With that being said, you take care. You be safe when you're playing some games. Remember to eat because that's important. Also, drink lots and lots of water because you gotta stay hydrated. It's starting to get hot, and you don't want to get a heat-induced headache because those are bad. All right, bye.